Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be going over all of the Funko news for October 13th of 2020, and there's quite a bit to cover because we have a brand new list of 2021 Funko Pops that we'll be releasing, and then we have a whole bunch of new waves as well, including the new line of Wandavision Pops, so we're going to get straight into it here with the first piece of news. Alright, so for the first piece of news here, we're going to cover the brand new Wandavision line, and this one's going to have 6 Funko Pops in it, and one of them is also going to have a chase variant, so we're going to start here with the first pop. Alright, so first up here we have the 50s Vision, and this one is a really awesome looking figure here. I really love how they've done the box on this to make it look all black and white and also like an old CRT TV as well, and I think it's also interesting that on the side of the box you can see the Disney Plus logo as well. I feel like that's a pretty cool addition right there, because if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure they don't have anything like that on, let's say, like a Mandalorian pop box, so I wonder if that's going to be a new addition that they're going to be adding to all of the Disney Plus figures, but I think that's definitely a really cool addition there, and it's a great looking figure overall. And then there's also a chase version for this one as well, where we can see him with the actual like Vision head that we know, and then also the hands are more metallic as well, so I think that's a pretty cool addition. Also, I just think it's a cool classic 50s looking pop, and I think it really nails that design very well. Next up here we've got the 50s version of Wanda, and I think that she just looks fantastic. I think they did an amazing job with the hair sculpt as well. I really do love that quite a bit, and it's nice that we've seen a trailer for the show so we can actually see if these designs look accurate to their portrayals in the actual show, and I feel like this one looks pretty darn good. I think it looks awesome in that black and white aesthetic, similar of course to the 50s version of Vision, so those two together are going to go together really well. Now we've got the 70s version of Wanda, and what's really interesting here is that you can kind of see that she is pregnant here, so it's with those two twins that we see them having in the trailer, so I think that that's a really interesting detail to add in there. It seems like she's holding a bowl of fruit as well, and I really like her hairstyle with this one. It honestly kind of reminds me of Scarlett Johansson's Funko Pops of her as Black Widow, so kind of reminiscent of that, I would say, but I think it looks really great and is overall an awesome pop. Then the next one that we have here is actually going to be an only at GameStop exclusive, and I wanted to show this one next up because it's the 70s version of Vision, and this one looks really great. It's going to be metallic as well on the hands and the head, and I think that looks really fantastic there. I like the sculpt of the body as well, and it's just overall a pretty great looking pop. Next up here we've got the Halloween version of Vision, and I think that that one just looks amazing because of course it's him in his classic comic book costume, and I love how they were able to work that into the plot of the show. Of course we don't know it specifically, but we know that it's going to be Halloween time, and both Wanda and Vision are going to be dressing up as their basically comic book counterparts, which is really great. So I love the color scheme here. I think it looks pretty great and is overall an awesome looking pop. Then we've got Halloween Wanda right here, and she is honestly probably my favorite one from this line. I think that she just looks amazing and has such a great sculpt. It really captures that comic book version of her really well, and I love the addition of how she's holding a basket as well, a Halloween basket, which I think is really great. Vision had one as well, and I think they both just look amazing. It's a really cool design. I love the pose that she's doing with her hands as well, as if she's about to cast a spell or use her powers, so it's just overall a really great looking pop. So overall this WandaVision line looks really fantastic. It has some great figures in it, some that I'm really interested in. I'm probably going to wait personally to watch the show and then see if I wind up liking it, which I'm sure I will. I like most of the things that the MCU does, but it's definitely really interesting, and I love that they're giving it a full line of figures. Next up here we've got an NYCC leak right here, and I know you're probably wondering how does that work because we've already gone through NYCC, but there was actually a pop from Dragon Ball, and this one is Pilaf right here, and this character was one that was on a leaked list for pops that were going to be released for NYCC, but it never wound up coming out. But now we have an image of it here. Now I'm not sure when it's going to be delayed till, or if it's still going to be a release that will come at some point soon. I've seen some people making the theory that it could come out for Emerald City Comic Con. I'm honestly not sure if there's any validity to that, but I'm honestly not too sure about anything surrounding this pop, but I think it still has a really cool looking design, and I'll be excited for when it releases. Now we've got a brand new look at a Funko Pop albums right here, and this one is Black Sabbath, and I think it's a pretty cool looking figure figure there. I think it has a nice design to it overall. I'm not familiar with Black Sabbath, but I think it's still a cool design for a pop. Almost kind of looks like a horror type of figure, just coming from an outside perspective on it, but I really like these pop albums. I think it's a really cool and creative idea for Funko to be pursuing, and I like that they're expanding the line. Now we've got a look at the brand new Starship Troopers line that is going to be releasing, and going from left to right, top to bottom, we have Ace Levi, then we've got Johnny Rico, we have Carl Jenkins, then we have Gene Rascaz, and then we have the Warrior Bug. Sorry if I mispronounced any names, I haven't seen Starship Troopers myself, but I think that the pops do look pretty cool. I don't have too much to say about them. There's some pretty nice sculpts there. The one that probably interests me the most is the Warrior Bug, and I think it's really cool because it's a pretty large looking pop, but it's cool that they were able to fit it in just a standard box, and I think overall it's just a pretty interesting line. Alright, now we've got what is probably going to be the biggest chunk of this video, and that is the Funko 2021 leaked list that was revealed, and there's quite a bit to go through here. I'm going to break it down by each line and we'll go over all of the pops included in that line. I might not have too much to say about some of them because I might not be familiar with the property that it's coming from, but still I wanted to cover it all because of course this is trying to be a comprehensive Funko news video, but we're going to get straight into it here with the first line. Alright, so the first line that we have here is going to be a brand new Funko Pop pin set, and this one is going to be from Star Wars, and we're going to be getting 4 of them, and those are going to include JABBA the HUTT with a chase, we're going to get Han Solo and Carbonite, LANDO CALRISSIAN, and then we're going to get BOUSHH LEIA, so some pretty cool pop pins there. I can't comment too much on the design, of course, because I can't see the actual figures or the pins, I suppose, but still a pretty cool line overall. Next up here, we've got another pop pin line, and this one is for Marvel, and it's going to include Baby Groot with a chase. We're going to get Captain America, Falcon, and then Rocket as well. So a pretty cool rounded line there. They both seem to be 4 pop pins for each line, so I think that's pretty cool how they're expanding upon it. I haven't picked up any pop pins myself, but I'm sure they look pretty cool. Then we've actually got some Avatar The Last Airbender pop pins, which I was honestly not expecting at all, but the ones that we have are AANG with a chase. Then we're going to be getting APPA, which will be a large enamel pin. Then we're going to get KATARA as well, and SOKKA also. So some pretty cool ones there for sure. I think I'll be really excited to see what these turn out like. Next up here, we've got some pop pins for DC, and these are going to include a Chase Wonder Woman group is what it's labeled as. I'm not honestly too sure what that's going to be, but it's going to have something to do with Wonder Woman, I would assume. And then we have Superman 207 translucent, and then we've got the Flash 208 translucent, Cyborg 209 silver metal, and those are all of the ones for the DC line. So some of those names are a little bit odd, but at least you know the characters that they're going to be, but we just don't know the specific version. Next up here, we've got some more pop pins, and some of these are from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and those include Jessica Rabbit, Roger Rabbit, Toon Patrol, and then we have Doom as well. So some pretty cool ones there. I'll have to see the designs to fully judge them, but once they're revealed, I'll be sure to cover them in a future video. Next up here, we've got some Garbage Pail Kids pops, and I assume some of these are pop figures. I'm honestly not too sure because they're labeled as ASST, so let me know if you know what that stands for. But we have Gas House Game, we've got Gas House Game Plush, and then we have a Boogie Monsters, so at least we know one of those are a plush, I suppose. And then we have some pops, and these are going to include DECAY, Alligator, Leaky Lindsay, and then Split Kit. So some pretty cool ones there. I'm not familiar with too many of the Garbage Pail Kids, but I'll be interested to see the new sculpts for these. Next up here, we've got some Line Friends pops, and these are from the Pop Animation line. Now, I'm honestly not familiar with any of the characters labeled here, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I'm sure they're pretty cool. Now we've got a brand new lineup here for some Bakugan pops, and by the sounds of it here, these seem like they're going to be covering the original characters from the original series, so I'll be super excited if they do wind up doing that. But we have Dan, we've got Runo, Shun, we have Drago, Tigrera, and then we have Skyrus as well. Sorry if I mispronounced any of the names. It has been a minute since I've seen Bakugan. I haven't watched it in quite a while. I do own some of the DVDs, so maybe I'll revisit it at some point when these pops do release, but they sound pretty cool, and I'll be really interested to see see the designs. Next up here, we've got 5 brand new One Piece pops that are going to be releasing. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these characters because I actually haven't begun watching One Piece, so I couldn't comment too much on what I think their designs are going to look like or if I'm excited for them, but it seems like a pretty cool roster of characters, and it's always great to expand the One Piece line. Next up here, we've got 2 pops here that are a bit more miscellaneous, but we have a pop and Buddy, and this one is going to be Clifford with Emily. So of course, Clifford the big red dog, which is really exciting, and then we're going to be getting a Pop Comics Dilbert from Dilbert, so some pretty cool ones there. I'll be interested to see the designs of both of those pops. Next up here, we've got a brand new Disney pop line, and this is going to be the Ultimate Princess line, and these are going to include 4 pops and then a mystery mini set, and those include Aurora, Ariel, Jasmine, and Tiana. Now, I'm sure they're probably going to expand this line because there are so many Disney princesses, but this seems to be the first wave here, and it sounds pretty interesting. Now we've got some brand new Pinocchio pops here from the Disney line, and these are going to include Schoolbound Pinocchio, Street Jiminy, Blue Fairy with Glow Chase, Geppetto with Accordion, and then Figaro kissing Cleo. So some pretty cool ones there. I'll be interested to see all of the brand new sculpts. Then we've got 3 new Harry Potter pops here, which are all going to be different Patronuses, and these are going to include Lupin, Snape, and McGonagall. So some pretty cool ones there for sure. We've also got another Harry Potter Patronus right here that I forgot to mention, and this one is going to be Dumbledore. Then we've got a new pop icons that we'll be releasing, and this is Bozo the Clown, so I'm going to be really interested to see how that sculpt looks for this clown. Now we've got some brand new Paka Pakas that are going to be releasing, and I'm not going to go over all of these. They're going to be from the Soda Cat line, so you can take a look at all of them right here and pause the video, but there they are, all of the brand new Paka Pakas. Alright, now we've got one of the lines that I'm probably most excited for, and this is going to be a Deadpool 30th anniversary line here. There's a ton of different Deadpool variants, so we're going to go over them all here, and those are going to include Backyard Griller Deadpool. We're going to be getting a Coffee Barista Deadpool and Cake, Dino Pool Flamenco Deadpool, then we're going to be getting a Roman Senator Deadpool, and then a LARP Nerd Deadpool. So some pretty cool ones there. There's going to be a wide variety here, and I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of exclusives as well, and some other variants included also, but for now, that sounds like a pretty cool line, and the one that I'm probably the most excited for is Dino Pool. Next up here, we've got another Marvel line, and this is going to be Marvel Zombies right here, and of course, they're going to expand this line because Funko loves to do that, as we've seen previously with the Venomized line, but we're going to be getting Thor, Gambit, Dr. Doom, we're going to be getting Red Hulk, and then MODOK as well, and then we're going to be getting some pop keychain versions also of Gambit. We're going to be getting Dr. Doom, we'll get Thor, and those are all of the Marvel Zombie pops. Next up here, we've got 2 brand new 40-year-old Virgin pops, and these are going to include Andy Waxed, and then we're going to be getting Andy holding Oscar with a Chase version as well. So 2 pretty interesting pops there. It's nice that we can see that they're doing pops from this film, because it's a pretty fun one for sure. So there we go. Those are the 40-year-old Virgin pops. Next up here, we've got some Bram Stoker's figures, and these are going to include Dracula with a Chase, Young Dracula, and Van Helsing, and then we'll be getting an Armored Dracula as well, so some pretty cool figures there for sure. Next up here, we're going to be getting some brand new Pop Rocks figures and a new Pop Albums as well. Now, I'm not going to say all of these people here because I don't want to mispronounce any of their names, but like one of them is Britney Spears, so some pretty cool ones there for sure. It's nice that they're expanding this line, and I'll be interested to see all of the new sculpts. Then we've got some brand new WWE figures that are going to be releasing. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these here, but you can see them up on screen here. And what's really interesting is we're going to be getting a pop moment as well for WWE of The Rock versus Stone Cold in wrestling, and I think that's really interesting there. I'll be really curious to see what that pop moment turns out to look like. Then we'll be getting some Pop TV Bewitched figures here, and these are going to include Endora and Samantha Stevens as a witch, so some pretty cool figures there for sure. Then we'll be getting some brand new Pop Heroes Wonder Woman 80th anniversary figures here. We'll be getting Wonder Woman in her Golden Age outfit, and then we'll be getting her in her Ultra Mod Secret Agent outfit, so I'm not sure what that's going to be, but it sure sounds interesting, so I'm really excited for both of these figures. Then we'll be getting some E&D figures here from Pop TV, and these are going to include Kenny in mariachi outfit and then in cornrows as well, so those sound like some pretty cool pops. Then we'll be getting some Good Omens figures as well, and I'm not even going to try to say both of those names right there, but they sound pretty interesting. Next up here, we've got 2 brand new Pop Games figures that are going to be releasing, one from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then one from Sekiro, so some pretty interesting ones for sure. Now the final item that we have here from this Funko 2021 list is going to be a mystery mini set for the Mandalorian, a 12-piece one to be more specific, and that sounds pretty interesting because there are a bunch of characters that you can do from the Mandalorian. Alright, now that's going to conclude this Funko News video here for October 13th of 2020. I hope you all did enjoy the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe. I really do appreciate the support, so thank you so much. Be sure to let me know down below in the comment section if you have any questions, and also which pops are you most excited for specifically as well for 2021. Which ones are you most excited to see the actual final product for? So thanks so much for checking out the video. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.